have enough road to get up to 88.
Welcome back to Front Row Cinema, a movie podcast for movie lovers by movie lovers. I am your host, TJ Trimboli, and with me, as always, my co-host, I've got one of the founding fathers of the Echo game, Mr. James O'Reilly, in the house tonight.
I'm not gonna lie, I do wish that I could play the Echo game. Like it would be like such a fun life. You
How
know?
good do you think you would do? How's your hearing?
I mean it would take some practice, I think. I wouldn't be good right away, but I think I could get it down.
Can you get it down? Is your hearing still top notch in your 30s now? Have you noticed any downgrading?
I mean, yeah. I mean it's not great, but I think
All
I
right.
can still like echolocated things.
Oh,
Like
we got a beluga whale on our hands over here. Listen to this guy. Co-locating stuff. Watch out for this guy. What are we watching tonight, Jim?
we're watching House of Flying Daggers.
That's right, the 2004 martial arts film, directed by, get ready for me to butcher these ones, Jimbo. Directed by Zhang Yimou, written by him, Li Fang, Peter Wu, Wong Bin, and starring Takeshi Kaneshiro, Andy Lau, and Zhang Zi. How do you feel about that?
I feel like yeah.
Everything I
I think you
did,
did okay. I think
right?
you did okay.
I think that was all right. Those weren't too crazy. I think I got that. Did pretty good.
I think
I
it
like
was like about as good as we could hope for, I guess is the way I
That's
would put
that is
it.
that is good as a middle-aged white boy from Long Island can pronunciate. So pat myself on the back there. Look at me go. And Jim, I know you always love to see him. We got the DVD, of course we do.
Of course, yeah,
Of
why not?
course. Of course we got the DVD for House of Lion. I was actually shocked. I was like looking down, I was like, I don't think I have this, but man, I got it. It's in the bag. It's the Library of Alexandria down there for a reason, Jimbo.
Nice. Is the back written in Mandarin too, or
The back, yeah, I'm actually going to do my Mandarin right now. See how I've been taking lessons for this episode, and I'd like to see how you think I've done.
okay?
How
Please don't. Please don't. There's, there's no. Just don't. I see what
would
you're
you?
about to do. I'm gonna pump the brakes.
How amazed would you be if I just busted out like perfect Mandarin?
I mean, I would be amazed just because, like, I am 100% sure that that's not what was about to happen. Like, I know for a fact.
No, no, I was not going to bust out any Mandarin. I do not know any. I can speak a little Spanish, but that's about as the extent of my bilingualness goes.
All right,
Oh
do it
man.
in Spanish.
All right. You ready for this in Spanish?
No,
Okay.
please don't.
No, no. A simple English logline. And it reads: May is an exotic, beautiful, blind dancer associated with a dangerous revolutionary gang known as the House of Flying Daggers. Captured by officers of the decadent Tang dynasty, May finds herself both threatened and attracted to the most unusual circumstances. Here, her heart and loyalties battle each other amid warriors in the treetops and dazzling combat, the likes of which have never been seen before.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a log line, all right.
Pretty good. Glad we read that.
Yeah, right on the money. Right on the money. Jim, is this a first time watch for you? What are the memories of with House of Flying Daggers?
I've never seen this movie. At the time, I'm assuming I would have just thought this was like a Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon ripoff and just been like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I remember. I feel like was this up for any like awards or anything? Because I feel I don't. This is a first time watch for me too. But for whatever reason, I remember this being like talked about a bunch back when it came out in like 2004, 2005. So I'm wondering if that's because maybe it was up for like foreign language film at the Oscars or something. Maybe some.
From what I can tell, it looks like it was just nominated for a couple of BAFTAs. I
Oh, the
don't see
BAFTAs.
I don't see the Oscars here.
BAFTAs way ahead of the Oscars. Totally.
It was
I
it
guess.
what wait, hold on. So it was nominated by the Academy
Oh, okay.
of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films.
Ah, yes, 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 yes. Of course, the other Oscars.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't see any Oscars here. I just see
Well, then I
like a
guess
couple of
that's.
BAFTAs. I mean, there's a lot of awards, but none of them are the Oscars.
Well, then I guess it was just being talked about for being, like you said, Crouching Tiger hero ripoff from around that time. Which I mean,
Hold on.
what?
It was at Cannes?
Oh, debuted at Cannes. All
Con?
right, Con.
Cannes?
James Caan or James Caan?
But like, I
That's his
I
film
don't know.
festival, right?
The awards thing on IMDb is like very confusing because I think oh you know what it was? Okay, never mind. I
What?
take it all back.
What'd you do?
I was on the director's page. So
Ah,
I was like, wait, it was at Cannes in 1995? That seems pretty early. Like,
he's this the movie he's been making all his life.
all right, so hold on. Let's go to the actual movie and see if it was nominated. It was nominated for one Oscar.
Okay, here we go.
I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say it wasn't the director that got nominated.
Probably not. If I
Uh,
had to guess, it's either foreign language or one of the technicals.
it's cinematography is what it got
Okay.
nominated for.
All
So
right. Yeah,
that makes sense. I think
yeah,
that's about
that
right.
tracks. That tracks. I can follow along with that. So yeah, that's my only memory of this movie was them talking about it, I guess, in the awards lead up. And I never watched it. It came and went in the theater. We did not go see this. We weren't big martial. I know. I think you watched a bunch of martial arts movies back then, but I never really got into them until much later in my movie going experience.
I was into martial arts movies, but this is like a very like specific type of martial arts movie. Like, what do they call it? It's like something with an X. And I'll be honest, I don't know how do they pronounce an X in China. It definitely doesn't sound like an X, you know?
Yeah,
But
yeah, no,
it's like a very specific type of like martial arts like romance movie that's like popular in China.
yeah, it's more like elevated martial arts. It feels like where a lot of the martial arts that I ever watched as a kid that were into was more like goofy because it was pretty much all just like Jackie Chan movies, and his
Yeah,
style of
right.
martial arts movies is very different from this.
Right. Like I was into like Bruce Lee and like, you know, it's like a wuxia, Wuxia is like what they call it.
Ah, yes, 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 yes. Of course, Jim. I speak perfect Mandarin. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, right.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah, very much elevated comparative to Jackie Chan movies. Now, does that equate to box office dollars? That's another question entirely. So let's cue it up, Jim. Let's dive into some box office numbers.
Numbers, dates, numbers, numbers, dates, array, dates, numbers. Show me the money.
All right. So there's no budget listed here. I did not look it up, I'll be honest.
I was able to find a budget of $12 million. Now, what that is, I don't. That's just the reporting I found that transferred it over. Who knows if that really equates perfectly into what yen over there, right?
I don't think it's yen in China.
Yeah, yen is Japan. What is it in China? Man, my perfect Mandarin is escaping me right now.
I think it's yuan, like Yuan. I'm looking it up. Yeah, Chinese yuan.
Ah, James Wan, of course, of course, of course.
Yeah. I mean, all right, well, let's call it $12 million because, like, that's actually like really sensible compared to what they've been spending on all these American movies recently.
Very, very true. And that 12 million going a lot farther than I've seen some 100 million go in the States.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like in the U.S., like they seem to spend $50 million just to get out of bed when they make a movie.
So
Um,
we're spending 90 million just to get this kangaroo that can talk, bro.
right, because it's super important that the kangaroo talk. It's gotta happen. But yeah, so all right, let's call it 12 million, and then it's gonna open. We're back in the weekend. I mean, this is our first trip into this weekend, actually, of
Our
December
first
3rd through the
yeah,
5th.
and our first weekend in December too. We're almost out of 2004. What a time.
Yeah, I will say I'm silently protesting, and maybe not so silently, for weapons of mass deception. Is
Here he
what we
goes
should
again.
But
He's been thinking about it ever since the last
I
episode.
know it's a deception in and of itself to not leave that movie in here, you know. But it's gonna open in 19th that weekend,
Ooh.
with just $397,000, but only on 15 screens. So it's not like,
Oh
like
yeah,
a big wide release just
yeah,
yet.
didn't get a wide release, but that yeah, I guess for 16 screens, almost $400,000 is pretty solid.
And then I am gonna have to look pretty hard for it here on the second week. Let's
Yeah,
control F because
I am
it
sure
no
that
longer
that
stands out.
is not going to approach the top 10 at all.
Yeah, I mean it's still down in 20th and weekend two, still only on 15 screens, so like just like a few hundred thousand. Um, man, that control F really goes away every time, huh?
You have to just redo it every week.
Yeah. No, every time yeah, exactly. Um, gonna go up to 145 screens, pull in just a little bit under $1 million, 812,000 in 15th place.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how wide this even releases. You know what I mean? Like I don't know that it's ever gonna get on like, like 1,000 plus, but
I don't think it's ever going to hit anything that can make it say it was a wide release. I think this is going to remain like a limited, roll it out, see how it does kind of release.
yeah, I mean the peak that I see here, and I'm just kind of perusing because like it's never breaking $1 million from what I've seen.
I mean, it's
The
staying
peak that
low
I
enough that
see,
it's not really worth going week by week for this anyway.
right. Right, exactly. So it hit like 165 screens, I think is like the highest I've seen so far.
Okay.
And then by weekend six, it's already like declining. It's down to 142. So, I mean, not really much US box office to speak about here. Like it's kind of like toned down, and I don't even really know it's worth talking about past that. It pulls in 11 million total domestically in the US. But internationally, it pulls in $81.8 million to get to a worldwide total of 92.8 million.
So that's pretty solid. But I mean, we always assumed, or I've always figured that this was going to be very much an international movie. We still seem pretty early on in that a lot of like foreign films don't really take off in the States. We are very much an uncultured civilization in the sense that we want our American movies, and there's only a select few of us that really branch out into foreign films, especially in the 2000s. So it does not surprise me that this only makes like 11 million. Although like 11 million here for just like being like pump it out in America, let's see how it does. When you only cost 12 million, getting 11 out of the States really not that bad. That's just, that's just a cherry on top for you after you've already made what 81.8 we said internationally.
Yeah, and it does well in like Japan and China is basically the two biggest numbers here. So like Japan, it pulls in like 24.5 million or so, and then China is just listed as 10 million even. Which sounds odd to me. I don't
Yeah,
know. It's like
that's
it's a very round number, China. I don't trust it.
they
But yeah,
like
and
round
then
they
like
like round numbers. They don't want to see any like point whatever. So they were just like round it to 10. It's fine.
yeah. Overall though, I'd say you got to think this is a success. I don't know if it's quite a big a success as when this director goes on to direct The Great Wall starring Matt Damon, but
Oh, he makes that.
yes.
Oh, dude, talk about just hitting your peak. Oh man, what a movie.
Yeah, he sticks around for a while. He's also the guy who directed Hero, like which is another movie we did.
I knew he did
So,
Hero, because it says it on the box office work here on the cover for the thing. It says it, so I figured that. But knowing that he still stuck around and he was like, "I'm upgrading now. I'm working with thespians like Matt Damon and Willem Dafoe." Like,
yeah. He might go on the list of like people that I'm gonna like check out like some more of their movies because like I've never seen The Great Wall. He makes this movie in 2022 called Snipers.
wait, you didn't watch The Great Wall with us when we screened it?
No, no.
Oh, oh, Jimbo, Jimbo, Jimbo.
The Great Wall came out at a very weird time when it was like, I don't want to see this movie. Like, there's no way.
Yeah. It was what, like 2017 around, I want to say. It was
Yeah,
around
2016. Like, this was when like it felt like China was taking over like all of movies. Like everything
where
that
they
was
were like,
coming out seemed like
we're getting your action stars, we're taking all your people, and we're gonna start
right.
putting out
Like
our own action movies.
Iron Man was doing like flybys to like Chinese skyscrapers. Like The Rock, every movie The Rock made was making a gazillion dollars in China. You know, like it was a weird time.
That was a wild time. And it was epitomized by the Great Wall. Just an absolutely insane movie from start to finish.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. I can only imagine.
Oh man, just incredible. But yeah, that 92.8 Jim worldwide total going to put us in the number 87 spot behind the Manchurian Candidates 96.1, but ahead of Anchorman 90.7.
Oh, okay.
So outgrossing Anchorman right there. But and with a smaller budget too. Anchorman cost $26 million, Jim.
Right, which is wild. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess it's not bad in the context of some of the other movies we've talked about, but it does still seem really high. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a crazy total right there. But
How
good
much
for
of it do you think comes down to like how much do you think a Chinese film crew gets paid?
Oh
Like you
yeah,
think they're union?
that's a good question. What are the rates going out there on your film sets? Do they even care? Do they just tell you should be happy to be working for the People's Republic and call it a day?
I don't know. I mean, maybe that's the difference. Like, do they have craft services? Like,
Oh yeah, no way they got craft services. Yeah, and if they do, what's the craft service guy getting paid?
I
They're
can't.
like you
I
just
don't know. I
yeah,
don't know.
they're like you just have the privilege of feeding us. Oh, let's go out there film a movie. Let's find out.
Yeah, I think we should do it. We should
Yeah,
call up Xi and
yeah,
see if he's got a
G-Ping.
weekend free.
Yeah, listen, really, we're really doing well in the world together, China and America, right? We've really hashed out our differences.
I mean, I can't think of any way it goes south. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's
I
what
mean,
that's
what
what
could
I'm
go
saying.
wrong?
I'm with you. I'm with you, man. I got one of my guys at work, dude. He goes to Hong Kong like once a year, dude. He's our in. It'll be like the movie Argo, except we're not sneaking out prisoners.
Also, I don't think Hong Kong is technically in China. I think it's its own city.
It's on China. It's like, but it's
They had they had like a whole bunch of protests. There was umbrellas involved. There was the whole thing. I think technically it's like under Chinese control. Like,
I forgot about their square already, right?
it feels like it could go really wrong in Hong Kong. I don't know who we should go to Hong Kong.
All right, fine. Shanghai.
Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking.
Film a little something in Shanghai, right? That we need another Shanghai movie, right? Shanghai Noon, Shanghai Nights. We'll go do the third one in Shanghai.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that they never actually went to Shanghai.
All right. Listen, if Trump can get the Ellisons to make a Rush Hour 4, we can get Jackie Chan to do a the third Shanghai movie directed by us in Shanghai.
Yeah. I think I just put it together that like Shanghai noon is like a pun.
Is it?
I like just realized that. Like high noon is like when the sun is like, you know what I mean?
Okay, I gotcha. I see what you did there.
Yeah. Well,
Actually,
I don't
I
think
see
I
what
did
they.
it. I think I
Well,
just
listen,
realized what they did. I see
you,
what they did now.
but you unlocked it for us here, Jim. So
Yeah, I
you
suppose.
you
Yeah.
you, you got to get the credit here because you're unlocking it for us. Reception wise, pretty solid on this movie. 87% from the critics, 82% from the audience, a 7.5 on IMDb. But unfortunately, opening up in 16th place does not get you a cinema score.
Yeah. They don't think they really cared. I mean, they would have had to hunt down the 15 screens that it was released on,
Yeah.
and
Although you'd
asked
think
the
it would be,
like dozens of people who saw it.
you'd think with only 15 screens though, it would be easier to know exactly where to send someone to get the cinema score. But I guess they just figured like it's not doing, and maybe they're only for wide releases. Cinema score really cares.
I think you need
What's the
a
highest
good
aggregate of
sample
people?
size. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like you can't just go to like one theater and ask like 8 people, like, "Hey, what'd you think?" You know?
These 16 people really loved it.
Yeah, John from accounting said it was great.
Got an A+ cinema score from all 14 people. We got some user reviews here for you, Jim.
I'm sure we do. Yeah.
We do. Nothing crazy. We don't have a lot. We don't have anything very spectacular because there just simply wasn't that many people leaving IMDb reviews.
Yeah. Not a
But
lot of people would have seen it. Yeah. I mean, it was
yeah,
only on 15.
yeah. This is all just from the 27 people that saw it in theaters that weekend. Let's see what some of them have to say. We've got our first 1-star reviewer right. This movie is a must skip. Totally unrealistic, more like a comedy. Soldiers are moving around in trees like monkeys, throwing man sized bamboo spears, boomerang action daggers all over the place. Smooth. The dresses are somewhat nice for the girls. Nice colors. What the fuck? But that's about it. Very shallow plot. Conversations are best to be viewed without subtitles. You really don't want to know what they say. Conversations are either obvious or vague, but never clear or fluid. Here's a killer one. Leave that dagger in your back. It looks much more convincing. All in all, I'd say don't even try the DVD when it comes out.
Oh my gosh. I think a lot of like the conversational stuff is just a matter of subtitles, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think and it's like really obvious like there's one part where they're like translating the song and like the lyrics in English, it's like the classic, you know, subtitle dubbing conundrum where they say like 4 words and then there's like 3 sentences on the screen. It's like I think there's just some stuff lost in translation, man. They just got to keep it as simple as they can for us, you know?
Also, like, I'm sure when you're trying to translate it from, its language to ours, there might be stuff that they say that's a colloquialism for them that just won't make sense to Americans because we don't live over there. So they translate it to match, a colloquialism that we would understand, an idiom for us. So like it's never going to match like exactly 1 to 1.
Yeah, right. So like I think anything I've ever seen with subtitles, the dialogue does feel a little bit like not as good and like it's better to listen to than it is to read. But like I think they get a pass on that is what I would say.
I would
Like
say, yeah, I would also say, and also like that is a pretty killer line. Leave that dagger in your back. It looks much more convincing. Like that line
yeah.
slaps.
I mean that one made sense, right?
Yeah,
Like they were sending him back to be a spy again, so they
yeah,
needed to make it look like he got roughed up.
yeah.
Like,
It's just like, bro, like this guy just can't be happy. But I mean, at least he enjoyed the girls' dresses.
yeah, that part
Fucking
was
sweet.
weird too. Like, are we sure that was a man? Because like
I don't know. It
it
could be a
was like
woman.
all of the fighting and martial arts stuff was like super stupid, but hey, the dresses were pretty cool. It's like I don't know, man. Like it sounds like you have some things you like, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that, you know?
Yeah,
Just
right.
like I don't know. To me, the martial arts parts were like the most fun parts of the whole movie.
Flying around in trees like monkeys.
Yeah, the bamboo fight was sick. Yeah.
Wasn't for this guy. We've got one other 1-star here for you, Jim. And they write, I'm sorry, I enjoyed Zhang's performance, but after the first 5 or 10 minutes of the film, I just wanted everyone to die, and the sooner the better.
Oh my god.
Yes, this is beautifully photographed film, but the story is so poorly written, the male lead so poorly acted, the pace so tedious, the dialogue so sappy, that I'm left wondering who bought this nonsense. Zhang is capable of handling genuinely moving material without it degenerating into the syrup fest that this waste of celluloid became. Has he lost his mind, his wits, or does he too simply yearn to be free as the wind, liberated from the demanding work that genuine artistic vision requires?
Jesus, man. Like
He just wants to make something for the fans.
yeah,
The nerve of this man.
he just wants to be free from the constraints of making art. Like, I don't know that I've ever heard anyone describe it that way. I've
He's
always
really
felt that people were saying, like, you know, artsy people are more free.
he's the Michael Bay of their times.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. 1-star reviews I think are pretty way off this time. I don't like either of them.
Absolutely just gorging on their own schlop, writing without it degenerating into the syrup fest that this waste of celluloid became. It's like,
Yeah,
relax.
right. Take a deep breath, guy. I mean, who are we writing this for?
Look, that is absurd. That's an insane thing to write in an IMDb review. Fucking fools. Let's see if our tenors have anything better to say. Our first tenor writes, Zhang has done it again. If Hero is beautiful, I don't know what to call this one. I wouldn't mind almost every frame as a poster on my wall, and the use of speed, color, and nature in the shots are amazing. Also, the fight sequences feel entirely appropriate, not overcrowding the film, which I thought they were tendencies towards in Hero. And remember, I'm saying this even as a martial arts and sword fighting freak. Some people have been complaining that the story is too weak, but it deals with one of the greatest dilemmas of all time. Follow your mind or follow your heart. Well, you tell me. Wow. Leaving it ambiguous at the end there.
Wow. Yeah, how about that?
He's not giving the answers. He's just posing the questions, Jim.
Yeah. I don't know that I really saw it between like follow your mind and follow your heart. I didn't really get that part
Yeah, I
out
don't
of
know
it.
where the
I just
following your
thought that,
mind part comes.
yeah, she
It's part of
just
a
hit it
dangerous
off
part
on
of a
some
dangerous
level.
gang. I don't know if following your mind is the appropriate
Yeah. Like what? So what was it? The guy who was like the other guy was the mind. Like that was the guy that she should have been with. The guy who was like very controlling and like like ended up murdering her.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the smart play. Like
Yes, yeah. Listen. Everyone knows when you use your mind instead of your heart, it always ends up getting you killed.
yeah, just out of it, wacky.
Yeah, wacky shenanigans. Um, and yeah, and that was the only 10 star I had. None of the other of them were that noteworthy or was really that abundant. So I just went with the one.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, so now I turn it over to you, Jim. Let's hear it. How did we feel about House of Flying Daggers first time watch?
For like the first 30 minutes, I thought it was the best. Dude, it was so good. I will say, how long did it take you to realize that the guy at the brothel in the beginning was also the police like guy?
Took me, I want to say, longer than it should have.
Way too long, right?
Yeah,
Like, because I
yeah.
was watching it.
Because you know what it was? That first scene happens where it tells him to go to the brothel. And then in the next scene, when he's at the brothel, I'm like, okay, that's the guy. But then they arrest him, and the whole scene again happens back at the prison, and then he breaks her out. That I was like, wait a minute, is that not the same guy? I was like, I guess not. And then, like, another 3 or 4 scenes later, I'm like, no, it is the same guy. I'm like, why are they taking me on this fucking dance?
Yeah, I might have missed the line in the beginning about sending him to the brothel, but like I didn't realize that they were sending him undercover like from the very beginning.
It's like
So I
very
was like,
subtle
wait,
because like he doesn't it's straight out send him. He just goes like, "Have you been there yet?" And he goes like, "No, I'll check it out." And that's it. So like you're supposed to
okay.
infer from that that means like he's gonna go there and go undercover.
I mean that should be enough, yeah. But like the whole brothel scene, I was watching it and I'm like, I think that's the police guy from the first scene, right? Like, isn't that the same guy? And then he got arrested. I'm like, I guess it wasn't the same guy,
Did the
because then
same
like
thing.
they were meeting like again in between, and then once he broke her out, I'm like, oh, okay, it's the same guy. Got it. Yeah, okay. Like he's sending him undercover. This is like a whole thing. But like that was like honestly going on too much in my head. And that's a me problem. That's not the movie's
No, that's
problem.
not the
That
movie
was
problem.
me.
I think that might more just be like the translation of it that I'm just not I wasn't picking up on. And it might be a lot clearer when it's in its language setting that
I'll
up.
I'll tell you what it is, TJ. It
Okay.
comes down to a game that I play with my wife every time we put like a Korean show on
Oh
TV.
boy, is
I play the game, is
have I
that
seen
person the guy from Squid Games? Like, because, like, again, totally a me problem, but like, I was literally spending like a lot of time in that first 20 minutes being like, I think that's the same guy. They look alike, right? Like, is that the same guy? Whereas, like, if like this was like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck in that movie, I'd be like, oh, that's Matt Damon. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think
like
that
I
just comes
can
down to you.
distinguish him from other people.
Yeah, and I think that comes down to, obviously we just watch a lot more American cinema, so like all of these dudes and people are like ingrained into our DNA at this point. Whereas like we don't watch a lot of that, so a lot of times it's easy for them to get
I
lost in the
mean,
shuffle of each other.
well, let's put it this way: if it wasn't Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, and it was two actors I'd never heard of that were from the United States, I also probably would have been able to realize it a lot sooner.
Okay, all
Like,
right, all right. I
it's a
was
me
trying to give you
thing.
trying to give you a little of an olive branch here, but all right.
No, it's a me thing. I'll admit it. Like I was pretty sure it was the same guy, but I was like second guessing myself. But other than that, the first like 30 minutes was like bomb. It was so good. Like
That opening scene at the
from
brothel is like pretty sick.
yeah, just the like the scene craft of it is amazing. Like where it just goes from like left to right, and there's like ups and downs. Like when she gets there and like he's kind of like testing her as like the blind chick, and then he like swords her clothes off. Like it becomes very intense very quickly, and like that's just like completely out of the context of the rest of the movie. That whole scene between the two of them in the brothel has so much juice to it, and there's so much like you can cut the tension with a knife, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
um and then it culminates in her doing like the crazy dance and then the echo game and getting arrested. Like it was so sick,
Game
and then
is
like the break out of prison was awesome too.
It was absurd to me when they were just like, "Have you played the Echo game?" Like, and she's like, "Yeah, once or twice." He's like, "All right, like if you do well, like I won't arrest you." And then like they set up the most elaborate thing ever, and I'm like, "Who has all of the necessary equipment lying around to just play this game whenever they want?" Like, it's
Yeah.
the most elaborate game setup I've ever seen in my life.
I will say also the Echo game did seem pretty easy to win on the harder levels, because like the
Just yeah,
first couple it's like okay cool, she hit the correct one or two drums, like wow that's impressive. The one where he threw all of them out there, you're telling me she couldn't have just hit those in any order she wanted and people would have been like amazed, you know what I mean? Like was that there's no way she hit him in the correct order, as like they
no,
were
no
all
way.
like there was
There
like
was
a
like
million different hits going on.
there was like thousands of them hitting it at the same time. Also, I was funny in that scene that it does end up being revealed later, but like when I was watching that scene in the prison, I was like, either this girl is faking blindness or she is the worst actor of all time because she just keeps looking at the guy like whenever they're talking, and I'm like, doing a terrible job being blind. And
Yeah,
then it's revealed
another
later
thing
that
I
she
did not
is,
think about at all.
and then revealed later that she is faking it. I was like, oh, okay, thank God.
Yeah, I literally didn't even notice that, and I was surprised when when I found out
Yeah,
she
no,
was faking. I was like, no way.
there's multiple times where like the brothel dude when he's like testing her, like it looks like she's just looking right at him, and I'm like, yo, I'm like, girl, like, have you heard of acting blind before? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, right. And I mean, like, I also do like the way it goes on with them being on the run and kind of like how they're like building up the love story. And he's like, it's the classic undercover cop where he's like, all of a sudden is like, where are the lines? Am I really undercover? Like, do I believe in this? Like, what's going on? You know?
So they saw
I thought,
Infernal Affairs, and they were like, what if we did this but martial arts?
right. But I thought that was all good. And then it kind of started to lose me, like about the halfway mark, is what I would say.
What
Um,
specifically about it had you kind of checking out? Because I was kind of in the same way. I'm interested to see for you what it was.
it just got very slow, like too slow, and like there wasn't enough of like the character drama of it. You know what I mean? Like it was just throughout a lot of the second half, it was like, all right, we're gonna ride a little bit further on a horse, and then soldiers are gonna attack us. You know what I mean? And then we're gonna go a little bit further, and then soldiers are gonna attack us again. You know,
Yeah,
like there wasn't really like enough of a goal, I guess, to keep me invested. Because literally, they were just kind of like, we're just gonna keep going north and killing anybody who gets in our way until the Flying Daggers show up. I guess you know.
yeah, thought the same thing that it very much lost the propulsiveness of the plot and very much just became a and then this happens and then this happens
Yes.
without much
Right.
interesting like character development in it.
Yeah,
It,
I
it, it
will
becomes
say
almost like a soupy melodrama at that point, where it just like
yes.
and very repetitive too. That middle
The
chunk.
repetitive part is what got me. Yeah, the
Yeah.
repetitive part
Yep.
is what got me.
Yep. I was the same way.
And with that said, I mean the fights were all really cool, but it's like at some point, like it does kind of turn into like, okay, how many different ways can we fly over this bamboo? Like before, you know what I mean? Like before this just gets a little bit boring, you know?
Well, at that point, it starts to devolve into they're just dangling a fun action scene in front of you, and you're like, oh yeah, well the action scene's sick, but what was there to tie it to make me care about what's going on? You're just kind of now just showing me cool action set pieces
Yeah.
without
Yeah,
anything to
yeah,
really
yeah.
like sink my teeth into. And by
Agreed,
the time we
agreed.
get to like the crazier melodrama reveals of our three leads here, you've kind of lost me in the middle chunk. That I don't. It one at the end doesn't really feel earned any of it, and it just kind of feels like reveals for the sake of reveals, and I care less.
Yeah, I agree. And then like you brought up Infernal Affairs, which I think is actually an interesting one to bring up because it was like the twist at the end where like the guy was also undercover, like the police captain was also undercover on the opposite side, right? Like it was like Infernal Affairs if you only knew that one guy was undercover for most of Infernal Affairs, which feels like it kind of defeats the whole point of Infernal Affairs. You know what I mean? Like it just it like it wasn't bad. Like I did think it worked in a lot of ways, and I thought it was interesting that he was, I guess, like her ex maybe, or like a kind of guy who thought he was still like her guy, you know? Um, but like it just like doesn't hit nearly as hard like when it's a twist versus like actually like it would have been way more interesting if you like saw that guy like also being undercover with like the general and like kind of like walking that tightrope. Like there's so much more interesting stuff that's going on here that we just don't ever see, you know what I mean?
It's all just hidden and just shown off as a reveal at the end, which like doesn't even really make like it doesn't help recontextualize everything you saw up until that point. It just feels like like, hey, well, now we have to like throw this whole story on its head here. And this is the craziest thing we can do. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, but like, why didn't we just reveal that from the beginning? And then it's like this like fun, like cat and mouse game. Why the subterfuge?
Right. And I get the idea because like it's trying to focus more on the romance side of things, which I understand. Like that's not necessarily what I was rooting for, but that doesn't mean it's that they made the wrong decision, you know? Um, but I do think like the romance thing, I don't know, like it kind of peters out like at a certain point. The other
I, mean,
part that I didn't think
I
made
feel like
any
the romance
sense.
thing hits harder though if we do know all the stuff that's revealed at the end from the jump. Because then as we're watching her fall
Yeah,
more for this guy, we know the consequences that are following from this happening.
right. And like there was scenes in the beginning of the movie where it's like her and that Leo guy are really just like alone. And it's crazy to me that like they didn't say anything to each other. You know what I mean? Like it feels like it's more just for like the sake of you not knowing that they know each other than like anything that those two people really would have done. You know what I mean?
100% agree.
But I also like I didn't understand why the one guy, the guy who was undercover the whole movie, I think his name was Jin, right?
Oh, Jin.
Why did Jin like after they had sex, right? Like when they finally hook up, and she's like, "No, we're from like two different worlds. Like, you know, we're enemies. Like the next time we see each other, we'll kill each other." It's like I don't know. I feel like he kind of just quit though. Like I don't think he is your enemy anymore.
All right.
Like
Like
he
he chose
literally
you.
said 10 minutes ago that he quits. Like it's like I think if anything he might be on your side at this point. I couldn't tell like what that was. Like maybe it was just like he didn't trust either side at that point and he was like the wind, right? Like he was just going to go be himself and like he wasn't going to like give in to anybody, but it just seemed like a crazy decision to me. Like it's just like you could have been on her side now. You know what I mean? Like you seem to agree with her side more than the other side. The other side was literally trying to kill you like the last like 5 days, you know?
I don't know. It doesn't. And again, that might just be something that is just like lost in the translation of earning this, of giving the subtitles, but like it did seem wonky to me also.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of, and this is me like kind of like
Also, like
connecting some
that guy
dots.
got really into being undercover, man. Like there were like 2 points where I was like, is this guy just gonna rape her? Like, well, like
Yeah,
he's dangerously on the line for this
you
girl.
got to make it look real, dude. You got to make it look real. Like it's
I
got to
was
be
like, I know
believable.
she's a criminal, but like, Jesus Christ, man, like this is some crazy Stockholm syndrome going on right now for her.
Yeah, yeah. I the only thing I can think of for the ending is like if he just knew that because he does say like there was about to be like a decisive battle. So like I wonder if he was just like it doesn't matter what side I'm on, I'm not dying here. Fuck that, I'm getting out of here. Like you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that's the only thing I can think of. But I feel like in it would have been more explicit if I actually spoke the language. Like maybe it was more explicit and I just didn't like catch it. You know?
You have to imagine, like, for the people translating it, how are they translating it? Are they streamlining anything just to make the subtitles easier for like a mass audience?
Yeah. But it also like even if that is it, it just felt like very like it didn't feel as climactic as it should have been. Like if the whole point of this romance is the like if the point of the movie is this romance, the moment where she decides, no, I have to stay and avenge my dad at all costs, and he decides, yeah, I'm not dying for any of this stuff. Like I'm out of here. Like this is all stupid. Like none of these people care about me. Like he pulls like an end. He's not on anybody's side because nobody's on my side. You know, like that needs to hit a lot harder like than it did for me when I was watching this. Like it needs to be something that I can see them both struggling with and still deciding to do, which I don't know, maybe it is just a cultural thing, but it didn't quite feel like it should have for me, or at least as heavy as it should have felt.
We felt the same way. It kind of just felt as we got to the end that stuff just happened and they were just doing things for functions of the plot than it
Yeah.
was that I really felt firmly behind any one person. And again, like it's tough to say in a movie like this because how much of that is just like them taking the easiest translation they possibly can
Yeah.
for a movie like this. It's without, I mean, although we should watch it in its native now, Jim, because I can't explain it with my native Mandarin.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised you are saying all these things with as much as you
Well,
would
I
have
didn't.
understood
I
it.
I I only crammed my native Mandarin last night in
Oh,
preparation
it's like
for
after the
yeah
movie. I
for
see.
this podcast. It's like when you watch a documentary and you really want to know more about the subject, so like you start cramming. Like I watched this and was like, I really need to know Mandarin,
Yeah.
and so I
So
crammed.
I guess my question, are you team Jin or team Leo? Who do you think is the
Ooh, it's a tough one. A tough one. I mean, Team Jin is he might have been undercover, but he was a little too good at the rapist stuff. And
I mean, well, but hold on. I think it's a tie in that department. Let's be real here. And like you
I
can't
definitely a time. But I was
you
saying
can't
like those
you can't
those
put
early
one
scenes,
over the
dude.
other if that's your reasoning.
When they're rolling around the woods at first, and he's just like kissing her like repeatedly, and she's just like staring off into the distance. I'm like, this is it's Jin. What are we doing, Jin? We
Well,
gotta pump the brakes, Jin.
I mean, at that part, she was like not. She didn't say no right away, and then
Right?
she
Yeah.
said no, and then he did kind of stop. Like he did slowly stop, but the
Yeah.
other guy also did that, but worse. Like the only way
Yeah.
he stopped was they threw a dagger in his
Yeah,
back.
I'm not saying I was gonna say for that guy too. He was also it's a the lesser of two rapists who we take it.
Yeah. I think though that was a pretty interesting way to show like how she had changed over the movie. You know what I mean? Like, because in the beginning, with the benefit of hindsight, we know that the reason she was stopping is because she just met this guy for one, but she also did have like her undercover like boyfriend somewhere. You know what I mean? And by the end of the movie, she was stopping the undercover boyfriend because Jin had just totally won her heart. So like I do think that was pretty cool. I don't think it's a way to differentiate between the two because they both cross that line. Like they both cross that line.
I think one of
So
them need a little bit more of a sweeping declaration than that.
yeah, so I'm gonna need like because I don't really know. I don't know if I'm Team Jin or Team Leo. Like I think Team Jin is what the movie wants me to
Yeah,
be,
it wants you to be that way. I don't know
and I
if
think
it
that
earns that allegiance.
yeah, he
I think
does
she
have a
did.
few things going for him. I do think he was smart to try and run away from that battle.
Yeah, I think she made the smart decision in the end by just dying.
Yeah, right, right. I just like
He was like,
there's
this is
something
probably better
wild
than either of
about
them.
like there's something wild about like this guy believes in all of the same things that I believe in. You know what I mean? He wants to destroy the government as bad as me. He also wants to get revenge for my dad. Like all of these core things that are like driving her, she has in common with this other guy. And it feels like those are all so much deeper than any of like the connections she makes with the guy over the couple of days, you know?
Yeah. So
Like it's
it's why
like
it feels like just like Stockholm syndrome. Like she's just been like escaped with this guy. They're just like on the run, and through this ordeal, like she just bonds to him through the like trauma of whatever they're dealing with. Like there's
yeah,
nothing
right.
in it that
It's
he really does to like earn like love and allegiance.
Yeah, I could see that because it's like, yeah, this guy who's supposed to believe in all the things I believe in, but is he ever really there for me? Even though he was, though, in the movie, he was there for her. He did save them at that one part. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to be Team Leo because I think Team Leo has his problems as well. You know, I don't think he's a perfect fit either. But it just like at its core, it's a wild idea to me that like you give up somebody that you have so much history with and like have so much in common with on like just so further deeper than a surface level. You know what I mean? Like really the things that drive you in life match up with what like drives this person in life. And you're giving that up because like the guy's like he's like talking to you like about fancy winds. Like it's just very flighty. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that I buy it, you know? It's like
He's like, how did he know I love the wind?
yeah. I'm holding it's not convincing to me, you know?
And
Like
no, I don't. Yeah,
that's I think a pretty core problem with this.
yeah. I think that's like the main thing too is that they just don't do enough to like earn the romance on that side or to make it believable enough that you would throw away your like core tenets that you've had with this dude like your whole entire relationship for that. Especially when like your core tenant is just like revenge. Like it makes it even like in like crazier that you would be like, well, I'm gonna throw all that away. Like, because like I would get that if over the course of the movie this guy is teaching her to like give that up and move past it and move on. But like there really isn't any of that. Like he's just like it's just like you said, he's just like doing a bunch of like flighty notions and just like she just like falls for him over the course of them just being on the run.
It would be a better movie if it was about that. And I think that's sort of what they're getting at with like the wind bullshit. You know what I mean? Like where it's like, don't get tied down by anything like too serious. Like you're taking this all way too seriously, like just like try and make your life the best it can be and like maybe don't worry so much about the flying daggers and the government and stuff. Which like maybe that's good advice or maybe it's not, but like I could see where it's sort of the opposite of where she starts out at. But I don't know. I'm with you. I don't think it is believable enough to like get me across that finish line by the end, you know?
I don't know if that's like the perfect angle either to take to like get them to like move past revenge and trauma to just be like, hey, don't worry about it so much, guy. Like
Yeah,
it's the
and
win,
like it's
baby.
it's also like their relationship is also built on like a magnificent lie by both of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's almost like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, except like one of them knows that they're completely playing the other one. I mean, I guess it's exactly like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Like the only difference is like May really knows that he's playing her, which in theory should make it really easy for her to not get attached and play him, you know? Like but
But nope.
at the end of it they're both still willing to die for each other, even though that they were like deceiving each other the entire time
Entire
they
thing.
knew each other.
Is that what falls for romance these days, Jim?
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I liked it though. And I do think it was right that it got like nominated for cinematography. I think that was like a very beautifully shot movie.
I
I
think
thought like
far
all the like fighting scenes were really well done and really well choreographed. Like it was fun to watch. And like at times it was like mesmerizing, which is like really cool.
yeah, I
I
think if
can't
there's
say
like
that about a lot of movies.
yeah, I think if there's one thing any of these martial arts movies have that we've done, on this podcast so far, it's that like they always look incredible and have a technical aspect about it that is to be admired and very like well choreographed. So they're always like at least interesting to watch, even if the story kind of lacks in a lot of departments. And again, like how much that is to, we've kind of beat it over a dead horse in this episode, which is how much of that is the translation and how much is it just the actual text. We'll never really know, so we can really only take it
Yeah.
at the face value of what we get in the translation. So the story always kind of lacks in these, but it's always so picturesque. So many of
Yeah.
these.
So picturesque, and like you hit on it, like I love like the style of the martial arts in these movies. Like
Yeah.
you can tell sort of the opposite of like how John Wick movies are, where they're like kind of like quick and brutal. Like this is meant to be like kind of like flowy and like fun to watch, you know? Like it's like I really enjoy that part of
Yeah,
it for
it's
sure.
always almost like a dance. A lot of like the action is in these
Right.
movies.
Right.
One thing that always cracks me up in these two is just the way that they're all such bitching sword fighters that they could hit a sword that would make it turn rubber and just kind of like wax in the wind, or it's like you hear the
Yeah.
woo, 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 like it cracks me up every time I see it.
Right. So with that said, do you think she was actually trying to kill Leo at the brothel in the beginning? Like when she's doing her like dance moves and she grabs his sword with that like long sleeve? What was the point of that?
uh,
Like what
I
was the
guess
point of any of that?
I guess like to put it on for like everyone else, like to keep the ruse going.
So she had to get arrested so that she could go on the run so that
Yeah,
the general would get led into the trap. Is that the
I,
idea?
I,
Like,
yeah, I don't know. Also, with him being undercover, I don't know why he would arrest her to begin with and not just be like. I thought, especially once they revealed that like he was undercover, that the Echo game would have just been his way to let her off the hook and keep her out of it. Because like, why arrest her to begin with?
right. Yeah, and like I mean, once he throws the swords at like once she
Yeah,
tries to kill him with his own sword, he's got to arrest her, right? Because that was like
yeah,
in public in front of a bunch of people.
yeah.
But I
Then at
guess
that
it's
point,
just
because like
supposed to be part of the ruse. Like,
I guess, but also like, what is the point of doing the ruse of him sending that guy undercover and then that like prison escape for the two of them to get close if he's undercover with them. Like I don't understand like all the moves they're making for whatever
well,
points.
they kind of talk about that at the end, where like the Flying Daggers like feel like they've walked this like because the general who's never on camera, like is
Yeah.
never once in the movie. Um, they say toward the end like oh no like we've got this like perfectly laid trap for him so like they're trying to like lure them into something and then have like a decisive battle where they like just like completely like wipe them out, you know. um
Seems very convoluted to do
it
it.
does seem very
Like that's
convoluted. Yeah.
that's the issue.
Right.
Like I don't mind the like subterfuge and you're trying to lay a trap. It just all seems very like everything has to happen perfectly for it to work that it's just way too convoluted.
Right, like there's so many easier ways for him to do that as like a captain in some regional part of China than to like
Yeah.
do this whole elaborate like undercover like scheme where they're I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. It just seems way too elaborate a ruse for what they're like going for. Like it just
Yeah,
took
that might be
way too
the
many paths, way too many winding roads when we could have just taken a straight path.
right, and that might be the weakest part of this whole movie to me is like it falls into a trap that I feel like a lot of movies that have twists fall into, where like it's more written for you to not know what the twist is than for the people in the movie to be acting like rationally
Real
based
people.
on
Yeah.
like what their motives are. You know
It's
what I
trying
mean?
to be too clever for its own good instead of just letting the characters lead us where we need to be.
Right, because ultimately the reason she tries to kill him with the sword and they fight and they don't talk while they're alone together in that fight and like any of that is just so we don't know that that guy's undercover. That's
Yeah.
like the main reason like any of that happens, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. So that's why like they have to come up with this elaborate plot is just so that we don't know at the end when it's revealed that he was undercover the entire time.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And that just feels like lazy.
Yeah. With that said, I think that's about everything I have for this one.
Yeah, I don't know that I have much else really to say. I think we really touched on all the big points about this movie. I don't know if Raj commented on this movie. Do we think Raj even saw it?
I don't know. Maybe.
Raj did see it. Raj did see it. All right, what do we think?
Hit me with it. He probably liked it.
Fucking Raj, dude. Raj gave this movie 4 out of 4
I
stars,
knew it. I knew it.
and says, and his first sentence absolutely throws me. He goes, "Forget about the plot, the characters, the intrigue, and focus just on the visuals."
Yeah.
Raj,
I
the
mean,
film,
that is what you would have to do to give this movie 4 stars. Yes. Like, I
like, it's
agree with
insane.
that.
He continues, "The film is so good to look at and listen to that, as with some operas, the story is almost beside the point, serving primarily to get us from one spectacular scene to another." It's like, yeah, sure, dude, but like that doesn't a movie make, man. Like,
I do, yeah. I agree with what he's saying because it's kind
yeah,
of like, have you ever seen in Vegas that show Ka?
no.
It's like a Cirque du Soleil show in Vegas. And like it is kind of exactly what he's talking about, where it's like there is like a plot to it, but good luck knowing what it is. You know what I mean? Like they barely even say any words
It's
in the
almost
whole
like
thing.
secondary to what like they
Right.
want you there for, which is just
But
like
I'm
the
not there to
spectacle.
see the plot. I'm there to see guys do like all kinds of like acrobatics and stuff, you know?
Yeah, which is
Which
like
I
I get
agree.
that, I agree with that, but it doesn't make it a 4-star movie.
Right. Well, it's exactly what you said. That's not what a movie is. Like, that's not what a movie is. Like, it is, you can film something and put it on camera, but if it doesn't have like a characters or a plot or like development, you know, like it's
Like
not really quite
yeah,
a movie, you
it's
know?
like at that point, then just make it an opera if that's what you're talking about. Like,
Right, right. Or just, let's bring this to Vegas. Let's do
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah. Now
prequel to
you're
Ka,
talking.
like
Yeah, dude,
let's
you get the Cirque du Soleil people on this. Like, we got ourselves a spectacle now.
yeah, right, right.
Yeah, but it just yeah, it doesn't make it. So like, I can agree with everything Raj says and like everything. That's just not a 4-star movie though, Raj. Like,
Agreed.
and if you
Yeah,
were honest
agreed.
with yourself, like you would agree with that too.
But like I can also forgive it a little bit because like I said, like there's parts where this movie is like mesmerizing me and like for those like 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes even longer like sections of the movie, I'm like how could this be anything but a 4-star movie? You know what I mean? Like but then there is the parts that aren't like that where I'm kind of like, "Oh, here's how," you know?
Yeah, no, I mean the parts that are great are great. It's just that they don't it doesn't have the in between moments to keep it remaining great throughout.
Right.
And
It
that's the
doesn't have like the spectacle is nice, but it doesn't have nearly the emotional juice for me to like feel like I like learned something or like feel like, any kind of like real drama happened by the end of it. Even though the things that are happening on screen are very dramatic by the end of it, I don't feel them, which is a problem. Yeah, it's not really a
great.
movie if I'm not.
I agree. I agree with that. So with that all said, Jim, final rating?
I would give this 3 out of 5, I think is where I land.
I think we're right on the money. I would also give this 3 out of 5. I think I still think this movie, like we said, it's like we said, like the movie is good. It's just missing that emotional juice to get us to great. I think that's perfect. Man, three for three means we're going to the sixes, Jim. We haven't been in the sixes in a hot minute, and we got a host of movies in here, Jim. All right, so with an overall score of 6, let's do some battles. Do you take House of Flying Daggers or the SpongeBob SquarePants movie?
House of Flying Daggers.
Daggers or Bridget Jones' Edge of Reason?
Daggers.
Daggers. Do we take Daggers or that sex pest, Kinsey?
I think I gotta take Kinsey. I
Yeah,
think I gotta
I gotta
say
take
Kinsey.
I gotta take Kinsey on that one also. Wow, wow. All right, we're locking step today, Jim. So Dagger is going to settle in the 57 spot between Kinsey and Bridget Jones, but we'll finish the rest of the sixes and just see how we're feeling here. Daggers or the most uncomfortable movie we've ever watched here on the podcast, Nicole Kidman's Birth.
Wow, did we put Kinsey below Birth?
We did.
I think I would have to take Birth, yeah, just because like we were saying, like House of Daggers wasn't really making me feel anything by the end. Birth was definitely making me feel things by the end. They weren't good
Birth,
things. I was not happy. I was like on the verge of throwing up. Like,
Birth was making me feel too many things.
yeah, right, right.
But I think I would take Birth also. Daggers or returning to this director here, Jim, Jet Li's Hero.
I would take Hero over House of Flying Daggers. Yeah.
Yeah, I would take Hero also. Daggers or Anchorman.
Anchorman.
Yeah, I take Anchorman. Daggers or Scary Movie 3?
Man, Scary Movie 3, I guess.
Daggers or Elf? Your
House of
favorite
Flying
your
Daggers.
favorite movie to never talk about anymore?
House of Flying Daggers. Fuck
Uh,
Elf.
I would take Elf. We got Daggers or The Mummy Returns?
The Mummy Returns.
Yeah, I would take The Mummy Returns. I think if I've learned one thing from doing this is that I was unfairly harsh on The Mummy Returns for no
It's
reason.
right. With all the slop we've seen since
Yeah.
then, like, come on, that movie
mean,
rules.
I will. What I'll say is, I still stand by everything I said about why I dislike The Mummy Returns. I just think the grade I gave it doesn't reflect. It was too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. No, right. And I didn't
And-
disagree with a lot of what you said either. It's just like I
yeah.
think if anything this show has put into perspective for me is that like just okay is actually a lot better than we might realize. You know?
Yeah, I agree. In the same way that you wished to go back and make Castaway a 4 from a 3,
Right.
I would take my 2 on The Mummy Returns and bump it up to a 3.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe when we get to the 200th episode, then I can do that.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
That's when I
We'll
can
think about it.
That's when I can make my switch. Daggers or the Phantom Menace?
The Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace. Daggers or Austin Powers and Goldmember?
This 6 list is wild, dude. I
It's
don't even
crazy.
There's no way I would have put it in this order if you asked me to do it all from scratch today. I guess Austin Powers, sure, yeah.
I mean, the bottom of the sixes is pretty lock and step. It was once we started to get to the top that it was the order
It just sounds
becomes
wacky to me.
the order becomes a little wacky. But you won't think this is too wacky. The king of the sixes, Daggers or Jennifer Lopez's Enough?
Enough. I mean, yeah, that's exactly where it belongs.
Okay, absurd. Uh,
What would you put ahead of Enough on that list?
on this list, what would I put ahead of Enough?
Yeah, from the sixes.
Star Wars, The Mummy Returns.
That's so stupid. There's no way Phantom Menace
crazy.
is better than Enough, dude. You're so stupid.
Absolutely crazy.
I can't even believe you just said
That was
that.
the perfect way to bump up my Mummy Returns rating would be by putting it ahead of Enough.
I mean, yeah, so like I could maybe see the Mummy Returns. Phantom Menace is a crazy thing to say though. There's no way.
Total. I'll use my nostalgia bait to put that firmly ahead of it. Thank you very much. All right, yeah. So House of Flying Daggers in the 57 spot, sandwiched between that sex pest Kinsey and that sex pest Bridget Jones. Sandwiched between two sex pests for completely different reasons. Nice little spot for you there. What do we got next week, Jim? We have one more movie left in this weekend.
Yeah, Closer.
Hell yeah, man. I haven't seen this movie probably since I saw it in high school.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very excited to return back to it because I remember really enjoying it back in the day. So I am very interested to go back to this and watch this movie again.
I remember it being a big deal when it came out. Like a lot of people really liked it. So I'm curious to go back and watch it and see like if it holds up.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see. Super excited for it. So that's gonna be a good one for next week. And then we're on to a new weekend, dude. I feel like 2 is the standard and perfect for each week. When like
Yeah, well, agree to disagree.
I just know once we get to Christmas, it's gonna be like, here's 18 movies.
We're not gonna do 18 in a weekend, but like we can't always do 2 because
No,
like
I know. I'm just saying, like, I like the breakup when you do like we did that weekend where it was 6 movies. And then the next like 3 weekends so far after that's been 2. It's a nice breakup to
Yeah.
not make it like a standard to be like, okay, here's a weekend. We're gonna do like 4 movies every week.
I think it does make it a lot more fun if there's like a bunch in a week and that's like more rare. You know what I mean? Like because then it's like we have to have
Special.
some standards for what we're picking. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
when there's a weekend with 6, it's like oh cool, we're really digging into this one.
So I'm in on that. What's the last thing you jammed on?
So
Oh,
I
here
got
he
a
goes.
couple of things here.
Okay.
I dipped my toes into the Divergent series.
Oh, you just made Heather's day.
I will say, when I say dipped my toes, I mean I watched like all three of them like in a matter of 2 days.
Yeah, that's
um,
definitely dipping your toes for sure. Yeah.
yeah.
Are you patiently now waiting for the last one that will never come?
No, I didn't finish the third one. They got progressively worse, I'll be
They did. They
honest.
did. The
Like,
third one is like incoherently unwatchable. It is brutal.
what I'll say about the third one is I turned it off maybe like halfway through. And then later on that same day, I like went onto YouTube because I was like, I'll just watch like what happens at the end of this on YouTube. Like it'll probably be way shorter. I don't really care. And I found a 9 minute and 45 second video that explained the entire plot of the third movie, Allegiant. And I was like, oh yeah, you know what? There really wasn't a lot happening in that movie now that I think about it. Like this 9 minutes was really all they needed. Like
Well, I think that great because don't they try to do what all the other ones do and like split that last book into
they
two?
did, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And I think it just also wasn't that good. And I'll be honest, like none of them were that good. But the first one like did have a certain charm about it. Like what pulled me in like in the beginning, they explain like all the different like
Factions.
whatever they are, like houses, I think, or like factions they call them.
Factions.
And there was just something so silly to me about that faction Dauntless. Just like everywhere they went, they were like free running and like jumping off trains and being like, "Woo!" Like I thought
That
that
movie,
was
that movie was made by somebody who just fucking loves parkour, and he's like, dude,
right,
Dauntless, just be a bunch of parkour maniacs, dude.
right.
Like,
Like they were just like jumping off trains and doing like dive rolls off the trains, and then like when they got up, they were still like they didn't ever just walk anywhere for the first 20 minutes of the movie. They were always like jumping. You know what I mean? Like I thought it was like that really sucked me in, and then like
you want to be a
the
Dauntless,
first
you got to be
movie,
fucking rad, bro.
right. The first movie had enough of a plot where it was like, oh, this like, girl who like helps the homeless but does like, didn't really want to do that is like breaking out of her shell and like becoming a soldier. Like that was enough to keep me interested like through most of the movie. Whereas like in
They told her
the
she had to walk the line. She wanted to parkour.
right, right. The next two though, it really just fell off a cliff. It was like, all right, none of this is interesting anymore. Like the first one, they should have just stopped after the first one, honestly.
Yeah, Heather showed me them because the first Divergent movie is like one of her favorite movies of all time. And it does, like you said, it has a certain charm to it where it's like it's watchable, it's entertaining, it doesn't feel like it wastes my time by being forced to watch it. The other
Right,
ones,
and it like
I can't say the same for the rest of them.
it like in the genre of like teen drama, there may not be a better movie than Divergent. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it might be the best teen drama movie ever made. But
for
like,
especially for those like Hunger Games ripoffs that like they all had to be, where it was like we need our own teen dystopian
right.
action
But
movie
like
now.
see, like it's different than Hunger Games in the sense like they are both like teen dystopian movies, but like Divergent is more of like a teen romance drama than Hunger Games is. You know what I mean? Like Hunger Games is more just like a straight action movie, and like Divergent is like a teen romance with some action in it, you know? I think that's really like what set it apart. And like I think it might be the best teen romance like movie I've seen, you know? Like it was pretty cool. Um, After that, though, they fell off a cliff. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up, I'm guessing you saw like this dropped like a few days ago, the Avengers Doomsday trailer.
Oh yeah, did I ever? Unfortunately, man, oh
What
man,
a
does that look like a
disaster!
piece of shit?
Yeah, what a disaster, dude! It looks awful.
Yeah,
Like
it looks fucking atrocious.
yeah, like I'll be honest, I didn't like Endgame. I thought Infinity War was pretty good. I did not enjoy Endgame. And my
Okay,
problem with Endgame was that it was like exactly what you were just saying about House of Daggers, actually. Like where it was just like a bunch of just shit happened. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't even there was like vaguely a plot, like and there was a plot in the sense that there was like, we're gonna go here and then we're gonna go here and then we're gonna go here. I didn't think it was really like a movie. Like it was too much of an ensemble. Like there wasn't really anybody to sink your teeth into. And I think the only reason you can get away with that in Endgame, and that people who are fans of your thing will say this is like a great movie, is because it was the culmination of 10 years of like buildup. You know what I mean? Like, people have been on this train forever. You can get away with it because there's so many things that have come up over the 10 years for you to tie a bow on, that anybody who's a fan of those 10 years is going to be like, this is the best. You know what I mean? I'm so happy that I saw this. Like, this is amazing. I can't believe this is happening. You're not going to get away with that in Avengers Doomsday because it's
They're trying to do
literally
it all in that trailer. Like
right,
it's like listening to Thor be like, I fought with better men than you, and we fought harder villains, and we all died. Like, and it just like as a way to like try and set up the threat of Doom, who we've
right,
never met before. It's just like it's like, dude, this is gonna crash and burn. Like, I mean, it's
right.
going to do business because chuds will just like shell out. Like, based on that trailer alone, they released the first set of tickets and it did like $16 million. Like, it's going to do business,
Oh,
but
I'm sure.
it's going to be horrible. Like, there's no world where this movie works the way they want it to work and recapture what they were doing in 2019. Like, that's dead and gone.
Yeah, of course it is. And like I'll be honest, like when I first saw that Robert Downey Jr. was coming back, I was maybe like 70-30. I was probably like 70 leaning toward that seems pretty desperate, you know, and then 30 being like, well, I don't know, maybe. I mean, like maybe we'll give them a shot. Maybe they got something cooking here. And after that trailer, I'm at like 95.5, like where I'm like, this is just like a desperate cash grab. Like this is just
Yeah.
like they're they're realizing that there's diminishing returns on this thing, and they're just gonna light this whole thing on fire for one more like $2 billion movie and then call it a day. Like it's because it looks atrocious. Like
Looks so bad. Like, it's shot terribly. Like, it just looks horrible. Like, and then like take away like how many people you're shoving into. Like, it look. Someone had the best review that I saw after like the trailer, where somebody wrote, "This movie looks like it was filmed in the back of an AI data warehouse."
right, right. And like the Odyssey just came out this weekend and it does not look like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it looks like a million times better than that. It's like I don't know how anybody can see those two things side by side and be like, yes, this thing on the right is clearly superior. It's like no, it's not. Like
It's
it's
also
just not.
it's coming out the same day as Dune 3, a movie that is like wildly lauded for how fucking good it looks.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it, sure, you might be the money winner of those two movies when they come out, but the legs, Dune is going to wipe you in legs. Like, you'll probably still make more
Right.
money just because you've tricked enough people opening weekend in the first few weekends to just be so astronomically out ahead in monetary value, but in critical value and what is going to stand for like the actual test of time and stuff, like Dune is going to absolutely sweep you in how good it's going to look.
Yeah, I just like I feel like this is like the beginning of the end. Like I'm curious to see like because I know they're already doing like the same thing with Infinity War Endgame where like this is gonna like lead into like Secret
Secret
Wars or
Wars, yeah.
whatever. Um I'm curious to see if it really holds up across two movies after this time, like what the reception of this one is. Because like Marvel fans have also turned on Marvel a lot over the last like 5 or 6 years, you know? Really since Endgame, nobody's been that all that impressed. So I'm just curious to see if they see it for how desperate it seems to me and like what that finished product looks like. Because I also
Will that
saw and like
will they clap like seals like Marvel wants
right,
them to, or will they
right. Will
actually
they be
call this
like
out?
right? And will they be so stoked for Secret
Yeah,
Wars? And will that still make like a gajillion
yeah.
dollars when it comes out? Like,
You already see
um,
some of them being like, "Oh my god, dude, that standoff between Gambit and Shang Chi," and it's just like, who gives a fuck?
yeah, who cares? Like,
It's like, oh, you
but
saw two comic book characters looking at each other. The fucking alert the press! What a movie we've got in our hands.
right. And I also like take this for what it is because it was just a headline I read like somewhere online and like I understand that this version of the headline is probably the only version that anybody would read, right? I saw somewhere that like the edit for Doomsday is going awful. Like they're like trying to edit the movie, and like they're like, we have no idea what this movie is. Like,
Well, yeah, because I mean, it doesn't help that they started shooting without a full script. They were just like
right,
shooting shit, and like, and
right,
I can believe that you're fucked in the edit because like you put too many people in it. You don't have enough to center in on somebody
right.
and give
How
meaning
did
to
you
the
make a
story.
movie out of
Yeah,
just like 40 people shooting a bunch of random scenes that like, how do you make a movie where Shang-Chi and Gambit face off when it's really about Thor fighting Doctor Doom? You know what I mean? Like, how do you do that? Like,
yeah. It's just like
um,
there's just no world to me from what I've seen so far, and especially at this trailer, that has this movie coming out as any like critically as any good.
yeah. It looks, and I mean, I've never been like the biggest Marvel fan to begin with. Like, I've always kind of been take it or leave it with those movies. Like,
Same.
some of them I really like, some of them I really don't like. Most of them I think are like kind of in the middle. Um, I just think this looks like it looks real bad. It looks real desperate, and it looks real bad.
It's
And,
them.
I don't
It's
know.
them
I just
trying.
like,
It's them trying to recapture the magic that they had in that like 2016 to 2019 run, where everything they put out was an absolute roaring success, without
right.
realizing that like COVID ended that. We're not in that world anymore. Like you have to roll and adapt and change, and you're not
Well, but like
recapturing that.
COVID ended that. Yes, like that's part of it, but like I don't know, like you don't really follow comic books that much, right?
Barely ever. The only comic books I've ever really read were Spider-Man.
Right, like comic books are like soap operas. Like they don't end. There isn't really like any like there's continuous stories that sort of pick up and get put down and like end and then like some stuff just like disappears. They're not like movies. Like you can't just in perpetuity make like 1,000 movies
Movies.
about the same characters that never go anywhere. Like you know what I mean? Like you can't do that. Like it's eventually gonna get tired.
They're like, hey, hey,
And
hey, hey, but Jim, we've got Chris Evans back. We're dusting
yeah,
off Captain
right.
America.
Chris Evans is here. Yeah, great.
We
Like,
backed up a load of money. He's back.
yeah, and like it gets into like soap opera territory where like Tony Stark's adopted, and this is his biological brother who needs like a breathing tube. Like it's like all kinds of crazy shit like that. Like and like eventually people seeing these movies are gonna be like, this is fucking stupid. Like what are we even watching? You know?
Like this
Um,
movie, this movie especially really feels like the shark is jumping.
right. This feels like the one where I think this is going to be the jump the shark moment. I don't know that anybody's going to leave. Well, I shouldn't say anybody because there's definitely going to be some people who are just like in way
Those
too deep.
Marvel, yeah, those Marvel
Um,
shows that are just like will eat, sleep, and breathe anything and just be happy it's on the screen.
right. But I can't imagine that there isn't some people who have grown up in the 16 years since Iron Man came out and they're going to be like,
I don't care.
I don't know. I don't know, guys. Is this still as cool as it used to be? Like,
Yeah, no. A lot of the kids that grew up with that and are now adults are like going to see like Obsession and Backrooms and The Odyssey. Like they're seeing stuff that interests them. They don't want to keep watching the same recycled material anymore.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad we talked about it because I watched that trailer. I was like, this looks so fucking
Yeah,
stupid.
I said this. I said the same thing. I watched that and I said it to Heather and I was like, get this weak shit off my Dune 3 opening weekend.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But what about you? What have you been like? What have you
Uh,
seen
well,
recently?
you mentioned it, so I
The
will say
Odyssey.
I saw the Odyssey this past week. I saw the Odyssey twice already, actually.
It was probably so good, right? I'm gonna try
Dude,
and go this weekend.
it fucks so hard, dude.
Yeah, of course
It's
it does, man.
it's so
Nolan is the king, bro. He after Oppenheimer, I bowed down. I was like, this guy's it.
it was shocking though, dude, because like I went in and my theater was sold out, and I could have sworn the right wing chuds told me that this movie was gonna bomb, and
Yeah.
I just don't know what
Well,
to think anymore.
see, the thing about right-wing chuds is they just like exist in the reality they wish was real. They don't actually exist in, reality. Like,
Watching them in real time try and spin it as like each talking point they had just got dismantled was like the greatest joy. It was like even better than watching the Odyssey like crush, which I knew it was going to do from the get-go.
yeah, of
Like it was
course it
just
was.
incredible to watch all of their arguments just like fold in real time.
Yeah, it's pretty
to the point that they're getting to the spot now where they do the classic argument where like the thing that they're complaining about is successful. So now they're going like, actually, it's an anti-woke masterpiece. And it's like, my brother, like you guys are
actually, this agrees
stupid.
with us the whole time.
It was like, you couldn't be fucking dumber, bro.
Yeah, I do still love the people who complain about historical accuracy too, because I've seen a lot of that around.
Oh yeah, those are like my favorite thing ever.
I saw a really funny tweet. I'm gonna just throw this at you. I'm paraphrasing here, but somebody on Twitter said, "I really want Elon Musk to give Mel Gibson $100 million to make a painstakingly historically accurate version of the Odyssey."
Incredible. Sure, go ahead, knock yourself out.
But like, there's like
Also,
30 things wrong with that one sentence. First of all, it's not real, guys.
Yeah.
Like, it's a poem. It's a story that somebody wrote about something that maybe happens.
Well,
You know
to
what
them,
I mean?
painstakingly realism means it's all white people. That's
Right. I know, but
that's
like,
the thinly veiled drop. But also, like, if it was to make a painstakingly accurate one, they would be speaking a language that none of you would understand, and then it would be in subtitles that you wouldn't fucking read because you're
right,
all
and you would
you're
hate
fucking
it.
illiterate.
And then also, it would cost way more than $100 million to make that. Like,
Well, did you see
like if
Elon?
you're talking about painstaking accuracy to like Bronze Age Greece, you're not spending $100 million. You're spending $100 million on the snacks these days. Like, you're not like, there's no
the most
way.
expensive movie ever made. But also, like,
Right.
Elon came out and he was like working with like Grok or whatever his like AI film studio thing is to be like, we're gonna have our own full length Odyssey by the end of the next year or so. That's going to be like painstakingly accurate.
Yeah,
And it was just like,
sure.
yeah, it's like, okay, bro, sure. Like, and I'm like, and it's going to look like the dumbest fucking piece of shit that's
Right.
ever been made.
Yeah, I'm sure Grok is going to do a better job of adapting the Odyssey than Christopher Nolan. You're onto something there. Yeah.
Also, I mean, like he's constantly like with Grok is like constantly putting out stuff that like goes against what he's saying, and he goes in and tinkers with it to try and be more like what he wants it to be, because like the AI just uses like actual real data points. Like it would be hilarious if he uses Grok and then Grok just makes like an all actual Mediterranean and Greek cast and none of them are white.
Yeah, right. Like everybody's just like super tan.
Like there's not one white guy.
Or like
He's like,
the
oh,
other
no.
thing with AI is like the only thing AI is going to read about the Odyssey for the next 100 years is going to be this movie. So it's like
It's
just going to make like a shot for shot remake of Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, but way worse.
I just find it so funny to like just listen to the vocal minority of people complaining about a property that's not being historically accurate to the text that they've never fucking read in their life.
Right.
It's like, I don't believe for a second any of them have read a sentence in the Iliad or the Odyssey.
And I feel like it's important to point out again, it's not real.
Yeah.
like
that was my favorite
the Odyssey,
thing.
I'm pretty sure has like a lady who turns people to stone in it, and like sirens who like lure people to islands like that are like magic. Like none of that's
Cyclops.
real. Like yeah, right.
There's like they're like I could take a Cyclops and these siren mermaids who like lure you to your death. But I draw the line at a black woman. This is absurd.
Right. Like, what would those people have said? Like, let's just say you were at the Trojan War and, like, woke up 300 years later and were reading the Odyssey. Would you be like, hey, that's not how it happens? You know what I mean? Like, probably you would think that because it's probably not how it happened. But most people were just kind of like, hey, this story is kind of cool. Like, we kind of enjoy this story. Like, I don't think it really happened, but I mean, hey, this is nice, you know?
It's just been insane to watch like all of like they're just like orchestrated racism and bigotry, because it's just like every single point they have is just tells you that they didn't read the book. Because they're like, you want me to believe that a black Helen of Troy is the face that launched 1,000 ships? And it's like, no, dude, like her getting kidnapped was just a pretext for Agamemnon to do what he always wanted to do, which was go to war for the trade routes. Like,
and I
you're
saw
fucking
Troy
stupid.
to know that. I didn't need to even read the thing to know that.
Yeah. It's like, you're fucking stupid. Also, fucking Helen of Troy was born from Zeus by a swan out of an egg. Like, you're fucking stupid.
Right.
She could be any color she wants.
Right. I'm not sure that like the racial purity of a swan god baby is like up for debate. I don't know.
It's fucking insane. Fucking chuds. It's insane. Which is all to say that just like they couldn't have been more wrong, and this movie kicks so much fucking ass.
Yeah,
Like
I'm definitely
it,
gonna. I'm hoping to get to the theater this weekend. I'm
it
really excited.
it looks incredible. Everything just is so spectacularly done. Some of the shot composition in this movie is fucking outstanding. The music and sound design in this movie, especially, is so violently insane at times.
Yeah,
Like it is ungodly. It
and
is so good.
I'll say I'm excited, like especially because you just said that, because that was also. I mean, I wouldn't use the word violent for it in Oppenheimer, but like that was also one of my favorite parts of Oppenheimer, which is a movie I really, really loved. Was like the music was like playing into the movie in a way that like I don't feel like a lot of people do that anymore, if at all, ever. You know,
This movie
like
does it so like if like he takes everything he learned about doing it in Oppenheimer, and it's just a
right.
master class in this.
Like the way it flows with what's on screen was on like another level in Oppenheimer, so I'm really excited to see how that carries over to something like this, you know, like where there's going to be a lot of like sword and sandal like fights and crazy stuff. Yeah, I'm excited.
It's awesome, and it's very funny that it came out a week after Moana, because my entire review for it on Letterboxd was like, Moana, this is what water looks like.
Nice.
Got him. Got him. But yeah, I'm very excited for you to check that one out too. You're gonna fucking love it. But now we turn it over to you people. Check out these movies for yourself. As always, form your own opinions and join with us next time when we dive into Closer. And as always, we'll see you at the movies.